Hello, this is Rowena Starling, your big sis. Just checking in here with you today to point out that you don't matter to yourself. That's right, you heard me right. You don't matter to yourself. You are an annoyance and a distraction from your cell phone, laptop, PC, iPod, your job, your family, and your countless other things that are more important and interesting than you are to yourself. In 1987, I was running myself into the ground, trying to make things happen in my real estate business. My marriage crumbled, and I hit the depths of despair. As I look back on it, neglect of myself and my feelings was the last thing on my mind, but it was the obvious thing that had me come crashing down in exhaustion. In an exhausted heap. I see it every day. Think about it. It's more interesting to be at work. Work is certainly more important than our lives. Without work, how could we feed the family, have shelter, wear nice clothing, buy more than we can afford? Never mind the fact that when you're old, none of this stuff is going to matter. The phones, the cars, the work, for sure, are not going to matter. Hell, you may not even get to be old. Wait a minute then. If you don't get to be old, and you squander the precious moments you can have now to truly love yourself, love your life, you will truly be screwed. As I was walking down the street back in those days, near homelessness, picking up cigarette butts to smoke, in addition to realizing that this was the legacy I'd be leaving for my son, I saw how woefully negligent I had been of myself. I decided right then and there to put myself first. Since then, I obviously have a son who loves me and tells me I am the best mother he has ever had. Of course, I'm the only mother he's ever had, but that's beside the point. Oh, my business has been introduced locally, nationally, and internationally on television and in news media, TV media. Helps black women and mothers in their mid-50s recover their power. And parents, and at this point especially black parents, eliminate the stress and aggravation of being a parent. Here's what let's do. In the morning, before rising, and after work, the cell phone and the electronics can wait until our communion with ourselves. Communication with self has to have at least as much time in full measure as we give electronics. Many of us have significant health issues or have some brewing. Cut these issues off at the pass. giving to your spiritual practice, yoga, exercise, healthy eating, fear elimination, and just plain doing nothing. Perhaps reading a good book. If you're saying you don't have time for any of these things, immediately carve out 1 or 2 hours a day to do a combination of 2 or 3 of these things. Spiritual practice, yoga, exercise, healthy eating, fear elimination, and or just plain nothing. Perhaps reading a book. Love crusted over and neglect becomes stale and lifeless. And our vitality and self-esteem suffers. Don't let this happen to you and your family. You can't pour from an empty container. Get your priorities straight. You are a priority. The facts of love state, if you love me, you will prove it by giving me your greatest gift without me having to beg for it. If you love me, you love to give me your attention. How good are you at giving your undivided attention to yourself? Let me know in the comments.